Hey, what's up? It's been a minute, about 6 weeks since I've posted an update, and a lot has happened. When I did my 2-week recap video, I'd had one scan, and since then, I've actually had 3 more scans. One with an imaging center at 6 weeks and 5 days, I believe. Where my reproductive endocrinologist did release me to my OB because everything looked great. Then I had one at 8 weeks and 6 days, 8 weeks and 6 days with my OB. That one was kind of an underwhelming appointment. I went in expecting it to be like my first, major OB appointment, and they kind of just did a viability check where they did an ultrasound and then asked me what prenatals I'm taking, just general questions about my health, which I had filled out a health survey beforehand and also had my entire record sent from my fertility center. So it kind of felt like a waste of an appointment, but it was also really good to get to see the ultrasound. And then I did book an appointment for 10 weeks and 5 days, just with like a local 2D ultrasound place, just because that would be the longest I'd gone without having an ultrasound. It was going to be 3 weeks between my appointments, so just for peace of mind, I wanted to go in. It was $30, so I figured why not, and everything looked great. And then yesterday I had the first big OB appointment, which was 11 weeks and 6 days. So they did do an ultrasound, a full workup, they did whole blood panel, and then I also opted to do the NIPT genetic testing. Even though we did genetic testing on our embryos, again, it's covered by my insurance, so I went ahead and did it because figured, why not have the peace of mind? So a lot has happened. Like I said, we've seen the babe 5 times now, and so it's been really awesome, and overall I feel great. I was really tired between weeks 6 and 8. On the weekends I was taking like 3-hour naps every day, and I was falling asleep by 7:30 at night. I was just so tired, but that's past now, so that's good. And I've only had one food aversion where Kevin made this really beautiful steak and I ate 3 bites and I couldn't eat it. It just, everything about that piece of steak was it was terrible. So I ended up eating 3 servings of mashed potatoes, which was wonderful. I've only had a handful of days where I felt really nauseous, but usually as soon as I ate, then the nausea went away and I was okay. So yeah, it's been pretty easy and I feel really fortunate. I am not getting the greatest amount of sleep though, because I do pretty much wake up anywhere between 2 and 4 a.m. and I'll go to the bathroom, even if I went right before I went to bed, and then I have trouble falling back asleep. Sometimes I'll fall back asleep within 10 minutes, and other times it's just not happening. I'm not falling back asleep. Some of the other changes I've had, I'm not working out. I do walks with my coworker every day at lunch. We'll go do a lap, and so that's a good 30-minute walk, but other than that, I have just not had the energy to get up in the morning, mostly because I'm not sleeping, but to get up and go work out. So I definitely am feeling that. I went from working out 4 to 5 times a week to nothing, so it's been a little bit of an adjustment, but I'm hoping now that spring is coming and daylight savings times happen, that hopefully I will just get the motivation and energy to start moving a little bit more. Let's see, what else? I've only gained 1 pound, and I pretty much, like, for the first probably 10 weeks, I bounced between the same 2 pounds, and no big deal. And then now I'm kind of bouncing between 1 pound heavier, 2 pounds, if that makes sense, which, because I wasn't getting sick and I wasn't really nauseous, I kind of thought I would have gained more weight by now, because I'm eating the same amount but not working out. So I'm kind of surprised that I haven't gained any, but we'll see. We're going to the second trimester, so, you know, it's gonna happen sooner or later. I did also start probably around week 5 right away. Every morning I put argan oil on my sides and my stomach, and then every night before bed I am putting Palmer's cocoa butter, because there's nothing you can do to prevent stretch marks, and it's genetic. I've had stretch marks since I was 14 years old when I grew 6 inches, so I'm well aware, like I've already accepted the fact that I'm gonna have stretch marks. So I figured I might as well just stay ahead of it now and at least get my skin as hydrated as possible, just so that way I can limit how red and how itchy and how dry they'll get, because that's what ends up making the stretch marks, like, I don't want to say the worst thing about them, but they get really dry and then you'll scratch them and then they bleed, and it just becomes, so I'm just getting ahead of it. I'm getting hydrated, and we'll see what happens. But I fully expect to have a lot of stretch marks. And I'm still in this weird in-between size where I am using a hair tie to wrap around my button and then go through the hole to give me a look like an inch more space on my jeans, because I tried on a pair of maternity pants and they're just too big in the belly still, because I haven't gained anything and my bump is not really showing yet. So I'm in this weird, I just have to use this hairband to kind of get through it. But I imagine the next probably 2 or 3 weeks I'll have to be moving towards the maternity pants, and probably also just more comfy bras, because wires are just not as comfortable and my boobs are definitely bigger. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at right now. We had a lot of things change, you know, unfortunately with COVID-19. At first I wasn't worried at all, just because I didn't want to panic. And now with everything that's happening around the world, I'm working from home, we're social distancing, all that good stuff. But Coachella was postponed. Usually it's in April and they postponed it till October. So now we will have a newborn and we can't go. So we did request our refund. And it's okay, because mentally I've already spent that money. I'm like, all right, there's our stroller and our car seat. So, you know, whatever, we'll just make do. It's a bummer we can't go, but we'll make the best of it. And so we were originally gonna do a gender reveal at Coachella, but now that we're not going to Coachella, that changes that plan. So you'll be seeing that in the next couple weeks. We'll do it ahead of time. We do still have a 7-day trip planned to Maui in May. It seems like we'll still be able to go, but you just never know. And then we do still have a camping trip in July. Oh, and since we're not going to Coachella, we did book a camping trip in Malibu. So we'll just spend 4 days in Malibu. So Kevin got a couple of books about first-time dads, first-time pregnancy, and so he's been reading me every week what's going on, what he should be expecting, and he says he has one job, and that's to make sure I'm well rested. And so he's just really great. And that's it. That's all my updates. So go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to see more updates. I am going to get back onto a regular schedule. It just, with the last couple of weeks with all the craziness going on, I just fell behind. But I do want to start, doing that at least bi-weekly, because then I can talk about some of the products I'm researching, what I'm doing for my baby registry, and just where I'm at and how I'm feeling, and some of my appointments coming up. But yeah. I hope everyone has a great day, and thank you for watching.